Hello everyone, I'm Dan Philgreen, and this is Shell Point Today for Thursday, January 23rd. On today's show, Dr. David Gavin demonstrates a machine that can diagnose circulation issues in your legs and feet. We'll meet the members of the Shell Point Boat Club, and we'll see how video analysis at the Shell Point Golf Club can show you if your golf swing is as good as Tiger Woods. But first, everyone who loves great music will be at the church auditorium tonight for the performance by the Southwest Florida Symphony. This program focuses on one of the all-time great composers, Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. This concert includes a multimedia presentation telling the story of how the Jupiter Symphony came to life. Towards the end of his short but brilliant life, Mozart was broke, ignored by his formerly adoring public, and mourning the death of his daughter. It is said that Mozart's final symphony sums up an era. But more than that, it is a glimpse into the intimate life of this childlike genius. The Jupiter Symphony holds the key that unlocks the miracle of Mozart. Experience the sights and sounds of Mozart tonight at 7:30 p.m. at the church auditorium. Tickets are only $20, but you can save even more by purchasing a season ticket for the symphony. Get 2 symphony concerts and save $8 in the process. Just stop by your local service desk or call our box office at 454-2067. Now we have some news from the water. The United States Power Squadron is a non-profit group that educates boaters on how to safely enjoy getting out on the water. Our local chapter is called the San Carlos Bay Power Squadron, and they recently elected our own Ron Terciak as their commander. Ron has long been a champion of boating here at Shell Point, including starting up the Shell Point Boat Club. We took the opportunity to tag along on one of the boat club's lunch outings to learn why boating in Southwest Florida is much more enjoyable when you're with friends.
Well, I've been living here 6 years, had a boat here, and I'm quite active in the Power Squadron. When I first came down here, I really didn't know the waters, didn't know where to go, so I joined them, and all of a sudden I'm going in a group, and I'm going further and further, taking boating classes, so now I'm pretty comfortable going anywhere within reason by myself, and of course taking beginners here basically to places for lunch.
You know, I'm an aviation guy, so boating is new to me.
It's different. It's a change from being on the land, and there's a lot more to see out there. The entire view of land is different because your perspective is from the water as opposed to from the road, and there's a camaraderie with other boaters that you feel and enjoy. Many places to go and see, and it's a challenge sometimes.
Well, it's a challenge. Staying out of the shallow water is a big challenge.
There's a lot of water out there, but not a lot of water to boat on. We say in a Power Squadron 12 inches looks like 12 feet out there. So you really just can't go anywhere with a boat. You really need to look at a chart and really need to know where you're going. You need a destination. You can't just run around and decide, oh, it looks like a nice beach over there, head over there. You're going to be run aground. So it's important to, I know several boaters here have learned the hard way.
You're like explorers, basically.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And fishing is good, and there's a lot of activity.
But I noticed a lot of these boats weren't being moved. So I decided, let's chat with a few of them, let's get a boat club going. And we're getting together as a group now and going places, getting people who wouldn't normally take the boats out of the canal to further destinations.
The fun of the whole thing is taking a chart, reading it, and going to some place where have never been to before.
Where was the one we went to dinner with friends?
It makes it nice.
Yeah, you have that camaraderie. It's sometimes a little exciting because you have different boaters going at different speeds and different wakes, and some people don't make it and you have to help them. But it's part of the interesting part of boating that we've always enjoyed.
Yeah.
The group makes a bigger deal, I think.
Camaraderie. Everybody's having a good time, enjoying the wonderful environment that we all live in.
If somebody goes overboard, it doesn't have to be you.
Very simple. We don't have no dues. We're not structured. We have no officers. We just go out hopefully once a month and have fun. As a matter of fact, last December we had a Christmas party on the Nomo with a big houseboat over there. John Elder donated his boat. He says, come on board. And we must have 35 people on board for a Christmas party.
Before the Christmas Day, the festival that was going on, in different areas. We took this boat, and Ron had his boat, and we went out at night over to Cape Coral to catch the boat parade.
Yeah.
They were all decorated. They had
All
over
the Christmas lights.
Right.
Yeah.
They had over 100 boats with the lights on, and it was nice. It was nice coming back too.
Well, this is the Shell Point Boat Club Burgee. People will know, see the flag, they know what group you're from. So we go as a group, we're advertising Shell Point. Mary Franklin has them. We bought a supply of them, so they're available. Anywhere you go in a group is a lot more fun. You get there, chat, have dinner together. And we have 22 going this morning. We're going over to Pine Island. We're going to a place called Woody's on St. James City. It's on the Monroe Canal. We'll go up to the Miserable Mile, and that could be an experience for some boaters here. It's not called the Miserable Mile for nothing. I hope we'll get that safely. And then we'll go up to marker 12 on the ICW. We'll turn to starboard and enter the Monroe Canal, and that'll be interesting to the folks here, seeing some of the houses on Pine Island. We'll travel maybe 1 to 2 miles on the canal before we reach Woody's.
The benefit of having a dock here for a resident is you can't beat that. And the accommodations here for tying the boats up are great, and there's a lot of camaraderie around the dock here. You know, there's a lot of people walk by here. They see somebody on a boat and they want to look at it and see about it. But it's easy to meet people. It's easy to go out with somebody. I'm going out fishing with different people and going on boat rides all over the place. It's a lot of fun. It's a good place for it. So it's great.
It's one of the things that drew us here, because the marina is an ideal location, very protected. The slips are very good, they're well maintained. It's great you're redoing the decking, so it's extremely positive. I think it's a big draw.
Ron Terciak, we're so fortunate to have him. He's a real jewel. He keeps everybody, checks all the boats, safety-wise, and he helps everybody. He's just a wonderful addition to the Shell Point boating community.
It's a different way of living.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of fun. We've certainly enjoyed it.
It's nice to go together and go out for a nice lunch. And I think an interesting thing is to visit, hopefully we'll visit all the places where you can have lunch. Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
So you should come with us.
This month's issue of Shell Point Life magazine highlights all the healthcare services available here at Shell Point, and it's quite a lineup. Some of these specialty physicians bring amazing diagnostic equipment to the Arbor Medical Center. For example, Dr. David Gavin, who visits every Tuesday, can diagnose more than just foot and ankle problems, but even the most minute issues with circulation. Let's find out how.
Peripheral vascular disease is a systemic-wide disorder. It's throughout the whole body. So just because you have been diagnosed with coronary artery disease, those types of disorders also may indicate disorders down in the lower extremities. If you have a history and we find out that you have a history of either stroke or a history of coronary vascular disease, if you've had a coronary bypass or you've had heart surgery, or you've had some type of stent type of work, if you have ever smoked in the past, if patients are walking and they have pain in the back of their calves, it would be beneficial to have your lower extremities and your feet pulses tested. Everyone has had a blood pressure done on their arms, and basically that's essentially all these are blood pressure cuffs. But in this case, we're doing blood pressure cuffs segmentally. The blood pressure in your arm should equal that to the blood pressure of your ankle. And if there is a decrease in blood pressure in your ankle, then there has to be a blockage somewhere along the way. And the first test we do is the blood pressure of the arm, and we do it on each side. So you'll notice that she's hooked up on the right and the left. And the computer will go through that segmentally. And the whole exam only takes about 15 to 20 minutes total. Alex, our technician, is inflating the cuff on the right calf, and as it inflates, it is occluding the blood flow. And as it occludes the blood flow, it then starts to gradually let the pressure down. And as it's doing that, the computer is measuring her blood pressure in the calf. And once it starts measuring that, then you start seeing it in a graph waveform on our computer screen. And the waveform indicates the level and the amount of blood flow. So the higher the amplitude of the graph, the more the blood flow that's going into the extremity. The vascularity of the lower extremity it can have blockages all the way up and down the vascular tree. If there is a drop in blood pressure, let's say from the femoral artery to the popliteal artery, and we notice a significant drop between this blood pressure cuff and this blood pressure cuff, we know that the blockage is somewhere between the femoral artery and the popliteal artery. What we're looking at here is the toe blood pressure cuff, and we can actually measure the blood pressure in the toe. This biomedics machine is designed to detect even the most minute amount of poor circulation in the feet. The computer will then extrapolate that information and send it over the internet to the vascular surgeon, and then the vascular surgeon will send us back a final report. It is covered fully by Medicare, and if we do find that your vascularity is reduced, then Medicare will also allow you to have your nail care and palliative foot care covered under what's called medically necessary foot care by Medicare. We are here at Shell Point on Tuesday afternoons from 2 to 5:30 in the afternoon. Our phone number is 433-0064. The beauty of this type of machine is we don't have to send you to a special laboratory facility. It can be done in the office, and something that will help us in the diagnosis of peripheral vascular disease.
The Shell Point Golf Club's season is in full swing, so to speak, and there's never been a better time to learn or relearn how to play. Golf pro Gary Keating is a former tour professional who now teaches lessons with the aid of video analysis, which can not only show your club speed and angle of release, but can also compare your golf swing with that of Tiger Woods or other pro golfers, so you can know exactly what to work on during your practice time. We sent Jared Pike to the Shell Point Golf Club to get analyzed.
Hi everybody, it's Jared Pike here with Shell Point TV. With me is Gary Keating, the head professional of the Shell Point Golf Club. And Gary today is going to show us some of his teaching tools that he uses in his lessons here at the Shell Point Golf Club. But first, Gary, tell us a little bit about your background, your playing background in golf.
Well, I've been fortunate. I did play in the PGA Tour for about 2 or 3 years, the European Tour for about 4 years. I've also had a great opportunity to teach over 16 touring professionals, including LPGA, PGA, Canadian touring professionals. The system we have here is we can do a video analyzing of your golf swing. We can compare it to any player you want, Tiger Woods, Kalkabecki, or for the ladies. We can do a side-by-side projection from you, measure the angles, circles and squares of your particular golf swing, and compare them against the players we're looking at. For the students, seeing is believing, so once they see it, we can tell them without the videos, basically this is what you're doing, but once they see it come from the inside, then they can generally fix it a lot faster.
Now, this isn't just talk. We're actually going to try it right now. And I personally have not swung a golf club in a number of years, but he's given me a 7-iron and a bucket full of range balls and set up the camera. So we're going to see what my swing shows on this video analyzing system. So Gary, you can take your spot and I'll take mine.
Just a couple more shots.
All right. I felt good about that one, folks, but let's see if I can do a little better.
what I'm going to do right now is basically turn the camera around, we'll shoot some pictures from behind, and then we'll look at back and forth.
Okay.
Okay? Good.
Well, I kind of clunked that last one, but let's see what the videotape says. Tell me what you see and what you're marking here.
Okay, basically setup position's very good. The shaft is leaning a little bit further forward. So I'm going to draw a line right on the screen. You'll see what we want is the shaft position to be straight up the center of the spine. So we'll move it from the ball all the way up. Okay, you'll see that's in red. So as you can see, that shaft is leaning forward. So immediately you've seen the area of setup position. Okay. The biggest problem you've got is at the top of the swing, the club face is what we call closed. So you can see that club right now should actually be, the toe of the club should be pointing to the ground. So we've got the club closed, and fortunately from a closed club position, you're just going to hit it left. Okay, so that's why. Okay. Now you'll see if we go back to the setup again, and you can definitely see in this picture that you like to dance. Okay? All right. And as you can see, your left knee is moving 8 to 9 inches. So it's moving a lot more than what you actually think. So we've got to make sure that we kind of keep everything still, quiet. And the downside, what happens when your left knee moves that much, the head generally moves forward. Let's look at somebody who actually does this for a living. So we'll grab Tiger or somebody like that, and we'll compare, and you'll see. So we'll take Tiger to the top of his swing, and you'll see the way his head's behind the ball. Okay. You can also see at the top of his swing the way the toe of the club is looking down. So let's kind of compare yours. Let's go back to yours.
Let's not compare mine.
Unfortunately, this is a good thing.
Yes.
It's not bad. It's good.
It's humbling, folks, to be compared to Tiger Woods, but you can learn so much, really.
As you can see in the position, your left knee's moved tremendous. His is kind of still. His head's still behind the ball. You can also see in the picture his toe of the club's down. Now, we'll look at your golf club in the back of the swing and watch how long it gets. See, it's pretty long? Okay, that's what we call in the golf industry is past parallel. So if I was to draw a line that would be parallel to the ground, okay, basically that's parallel. Your club has gone past that.
This can be done for anybody at any skill level.
Correct.
It's not just pros that get this video analysis. This could be absolute beginners or someone like me who hasn't played in a while.
Well, the beginners will benefit more from the video than from when they're just getting going. Basically, as we just made a comment about seeing is believing. Okay, and the biggest thing is when we play golf, and golf is just a mechanical motion. We're trying to recreate or reproduce the same action every time. So the most important thing is getting that club in certain positions so we get the club back square earlier and better. Because the faster we generate power, the further we hit it. And you know what? The further we hit it, the easier the golf game gets.
I like that.
Okay.
Well, now, Gary, tell us, how can people take advantage of this system? How do they sign up for lessons?
All they do is just call a pro shop.
Okay. It's 433-9790.
Correct.
And you also have a website, shellpointgolf.com. And so give us a call or go to the website, and Gary will be happy to set you up with a lesson with the video analysis here at the Shell Point Golf Club.
The Shell Point Golf Club not only offers lessons, but they also are a full-service pro shop, able to repair and calibrate clubs, selling golf gear and apparel, and more. Even if you just want to hit a bucket of balls, the Shell Point Golf Club is the place for you. Stop by the pro shop or call them at 433-9790 for more information. Now it's time to cover all of Thursday's happenings from Resort Services. Then stay tuned for your Academy News, menus, and Village Church Connections.
Happy Thursday, everybody, and welcome to the Happening segment of Shell Point TV. I'm Bev Chandley, and this is Leslie Brand, and we're going to go over our activities with you here today. We're going to start with Health Connections class, Bend, Breathe, and Balance. In the Health Club, that starts at 7:15. Head on down there for some good exercise. No sign-up required. At 8 o'clock, the Men's Golf Association will be down at the Shell Point Golf Club. Also at 8 o'clock, we have the Round Robin Men's Doubles Tennis at the Woodlands Tennis Courts. 9:30 gets a little busy. We have a 9:30 current events gathering in the Woodlands Game Room. 9:30 we have Ladies Match Play Tennis at the Woodlands Tennis Courts. At 9:30 we have the Paddlers Club gathering at the Kayak Storage Facility for their weekly paddle. And then finally at 9:30 we have Samba, the card game, in the Sable Room of the Woodlands. Then we'll break from 9:30, go to 9:45, where Introduction to Beginning Line Dancing will be held down in the Health Club. We have the Susie Q boat heading to Woody's for lunch. Sign up is required for that. And 10:15, Basic Line Dancing will be held in the Health Club. And also at 10:15, the Poetry Group will be in the Tarpon Room. That's the morning lineup. Here's Leslie for your afternoon.
Well, Bev, we're going to start at 12:45 in the afternoon with Mahjong in the Library Lounge. 1 o'clock is the Oxygen Support Group in the Oak Room at the Woodlands. 1:15, we have the Shuffleboard at the Shuffleboard Courts. And we have a Health Connections at 2:45, the Balance and Mobility Training Level 2 in the Health Club. That class is currently full. And then we're going to jump to 4 o'clock for the Seamstress for their weekly service in the Osprey Room on the island. And 4:30 is the Alcoholics Anonymous meeting in the Sable Room at the Woodlands. And now we're going to jump to 6:30 with Pinochle in the Library Lounge on the island. 7 o'clock, we have the Trailblazers Bible Study in the Game Room at the Woodlands. And 7:30 is the Southwest Florida Symphony Series, The Miracle of Mozart. This is going to be in the Village Church on the island, and a ticket is required. Thank you for tuning in with us today. We hope you have a great day, and we'll see you right back here tomorrow.
Hello, I'm Terry Kolath with your Academy information for Thursday. At 9:15, Math for Those Who Never Liked Math continues in the Hospitality Room at the Village Church. At 1 o'clock, Story Writing continues in the Buttonwood Room of the Woodlands. Also at 1 o'clock, Apple iPad note-taking and drawing begins in the Oak Room at the Woodlands, and sign-up is required. At 2 o'clock, Shell Flowers continues in the Sable Room of the Woodlands. I'd like to tell you about a new class coming tomorrow, Smartphones using the Apple iPhone, with Bruce Findlay of Sundial.
Menus for Thursday. In the Crystal Room, the Crystal Platter is Cornish hen with wild rice pilaf and roasted tomato. The dinner special is the Crystal Carving Board for $11.95, and the soup of the day is garden vegetable. In the Island Cafe for lunch, enjoy mini burgers with grilled onions and fries for $7.25. The dinner special is Thai night for $8.25. Dinner specials in the Palm Grill on Thursday are New York Strip for $19.95 or veal scallopini for $15.95. Menus are available 24 hours a day at www.shellpoint.net.
Hi, welcome to Village Church Connections. I'm Andy Hawkins. I'm the senior pastor of the Village Church, and I'm here once again this week with Glenda Stephenson, who's our not only our church administrator, but also the chairperson of our missions committee. And we are really coming to a climax with our Global Impact Week. This is coming up on the last weekly session. That's Friday. Mm-hmm. Obviously, we have another session on Sunday morning and evening, but what's taking place on Friday is a really exciting opportunity, isn't it?
It is. We actually have two events on Friday. The first one happens in the morning, 10:15, and it's in the Social Center. We start with refreshments just because that's always fun.
You have to have refreshments, of course.
But this time, all of our guests will be with us, well, 3 of them at least. And Wayne Fricke will be conducting a structured question and answer time with them. He will initiate the time with some of questions that he's come up with, but then he will open it up for others to ask questions. And by this point in the week, folks have heard them share some of their stories, their ministries, what's going on. Usually that has generated some questions, and so this is just a great time together to get to know them a little more personally.
Yeah, that's the perfect time actually in the week once we have enough information. Sometimes during the early part of the week we don't even know what to ask, but now we really have our imaginations piqued, and we'll be have a wonderful opportunity to ask some of those kinds of questions. And it's also a good time to interact with them personally, right, in the context of the refreshments, and so we'll have a chance to get a little more one-on-one kinds of sessions, right?
Yeah, as everybody comes in, it's a good opportunity to mingle and just enjoy the fellowship time for a little bit, and then to linger afterwards too. And I find that this is just a very much appreciated time.
That's great. Now the climax, I think, is the evening session. So tell us about that.
I really look forward to this service because it is an opportunity to explore our theme in some more creative ways. Our theme for the week has been a love story. And it's the story of God's love for the world. It's the story of our response to that love. It's the story of how we participate in God's story, and that involves our work around the world. And this evening will just be a mixture of creative elements as well as an opportunity for our three guests to share that hopefully will just help that theme gel in everybody's hearts and minds, and it's an opportunity to connect with that in a way that I think people will appreciate. It's very meaningful.
That's exciting. It's almost as if the missions committee has been turned loose a little bit, and to get that kind of creativity going. And so I'm looking forward to it as well. I always love to come away with a basic impression of what God is doing, and because we have a theme called Love Story, it really is going to be, I think, a very encouraging opportunity to get a sense of what God's doing in the world and have a really great creative and unusual spin on it. That's exciting. Well, we're looking forward to that. That's tomorrow morning at 10:15 in the Social Center for that time of refreshments and a question-answer time. And then in the evening at 7:15, we'll be meeting for that Friday evening session, the creative look at the love story that God has for all of humanity as we share the gospel of Jesus Christ all across the globe. Great. Well, thank you for joining us for Village Church Connections, and we hope you'll be able to get to one or both of those sessions on Friday, and we'll just be excited to see you. God bless each and every one of you, and have a great day.
We're glad you joined us for today's show. Tune in tomorrow as Bev Chanley discusses Academy on the Go trips headed to a nearby military museum and the world's largest butterfly park in Fort Lauderdale. Until then, this is Shell Point Today for Thursday, January 23rd. I'm Dan Philgreen, and from all of us here at Shell Point TV, we hope that you have a great day, and we'll see you again tomorrow.